In this video, I'm going to be making a tutorial house with absolutely no game passes at all. To start, we're going to go a little ways away from the road, so let's just go like right here. So what I did is I go into fencing, and you click on this plain marking, and this is kind of what we're going to have for our layout. So first, what we're going to do is going to have 3 go down 1 and over 1, and then for the sides, we're just going to make this go out by 5. So we just make that connect right here, and then we're going to add some pillars. And we'll worry about the coloring the pillars later, so now let's just fill in these walls, just like so. And then now, what we're going to do is we're going to make the other side. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this come out by 1 right here, and we're going to make this come up by 2. So, but first, let's place the pillar, come up by 2, and then it'll go over 2, and then we'll kind of just make it connect to this back wall. So, over 1, up 2, over 2, and then we just make it connect to this. So now for the roof, all we're going to do for this part is we're just going to make this connect kind of like that. And then for this side, we're actually just going to make our own manual placement. And the only part we're not going to connect is just this little front thing right here. And then it should end up getting kind of like this. So for the roof, we're going to make this a dark stone gray. And we're going to make that the shingles, this one right here. And we're going to make this an oyster, the second color an oyster, and under we're going to choose the horizontal planks. So we color that for both, and then we're just going to do the exact same. We color this oyster, and we'll make this the horizontal planks right here. We're going to color this for the entire thing. So for the pavement, we're going to connect this part right here, and we're going to bring this down by 3. So we connect all the dots right here, leaving this a 2, and you come down by 4 right here and come down for 3 right here. So now we can fill this in as well. Now what we're going to do for the curve, we're going to make this come out by 4, up 1, diagonal 2, and then up 1 over 2. And we're going to do that for the same side. Make it come out 4, up 1, diagonal 2, and then up 1 over 2. That way, these pretty much should be the same, and we're going to go ahead and make that a cloudy gray. We're going to make that concrete. Now we go to our fences, and we click on this plain short fence, and we kind of just outline it with a hurricane gray texture. Well, first we make it concrete, and then we're going to go ahead and make that hurricane gray. So we kind of just outline everything we did, and we actually cannot connect it right here. So we have to skip this part, and we can skip that too. And then all we can really do is just this with the no advanced placement. So we'll kind of, actually, I think we'll have just this would be fine. So now let's actually work on some gardening. Let's add the dirt pile big right here. And then we're going to add 2 bushes on either side. 1 right here. And then we should be able to fit 1 right here, yes. And then now we are going to add a compact bush right there. And then we can fit anything else right here. It doesn't have to be a hanging bird feeder. But if you do want to add that, you should add that in. But for the bushes, we're going to make each of them this grime color. Every single bush should follow this grime color. So now we're going to work on a little bit of other outside gardening right here. We're just going to copy these same bushes. Well, first, let's just grab this whole thing right here. We're going to grab this like that, and then we're going to grab 1 big tree, which should be the rough tree like this. There we go. And we're going to have it in groups kind of 3. So what we're going to do is kind of have this, of course, make it the same color, the same grime color. And then over here, we're going to spread it out like that. And you can put more gardening in if you would like, but for now, this is all we're really going to have. So now let's work on a little bit more of the outside. Let's add this short wall trim right here. So we just go into wall trim, click on that. And we're going to make this the same color as the pillars. So all we're going to do is we're going to make this a quill gray. And we're going to make that a smooth plastic. We're going to make the second one a dark tape. And then we're going to make this a wooden texture like this. The white horizontal planks right here. And then we're just going to make that go all the way around the house like such. And this is kind of what we should have. And for the pillars, we're going to keep this the same quill gray. And all you need to do is just click on this little wall trim you put. And it should already be the exact same texture you want. So we're going to put that for each of these right here. Now we're going to find the arch panel double door, and we're going to make that right there. And we're not going to change the colors at all for that door. And over here, for the windows, we're going to grab this industrial window. So now what we're going to do, use the small placement, kind of push them in a little bit. Going to make that the same colors as the pillars. So that's kind of what we got going on. We will add another window right here. Add another window right there. So that should be all the windows we really want. If you want to add more, you can. Well, let's get rid of this wall, by the way. What we're going to do is we're going to get another wall trim out. We're going to find this thin crown molding. And we're also going to put this around the entire house, just to give it a little bit of separation between the roof and the walls. Actually, I was wrong on my window placement. We're going to move it over here to this side. And for the inside, we're going to color these walls the cloudy gray with the smooth plastic texture. And right here, we're going to go 1 away from the pillar, go down 3 and over 4. And this will be our bedroom. And we're going to have a ensuite bathroom right here. It kind of takes up a little bit of space, but we can put some decorations right there. So anyways, we're going to section the floor off like this. Try to not get confused by this wall right here, but all we're going to do is just make a big square, discluding this front part right here. And then we're going to make this come out again. And then from here, we're going to do it like this, the exact same way. That way, the floor doesn't change at all. So for the flooring, we can make this a pearl, and then we're going to choose a wide horizontal planks. And if you did it right, all the floors should be facing the same way. So here I did not do it right here. And play around with it a little bit until they are all facing the same way. So now we're going to add a little bit of wall trims. We're going to add this fancy paneling right here. Going around the wall, we're going to add a icebox fridge right here. And then we're going to use the counters, and then we're going to grab this one, not the island one. We're going to grab this one, and we're going to choose the first one that pops up. Now make it kind of as close as you can to the fridge, and then we're going to have it kind of turn in like that. And then now we're going to place the oven on the side. So then we're going to place this basic island hood right above it. So for the cabinets, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the shaker cabinet, and we're going to click on this one that has a little gap in between, and we're going to put this as close as possible to the fridge. And then we go to the same part and grab the medium-sized one and put it right here. That way we can actually put a microwave in there. So let's go ahead and do that. Put the microwave inside there. So now we're going to go into comfort, and we're actually going to grab this one right here, transitional sectional. We're going to grab that. And then we're just going to grab this one side, and we're going to grab the other side, the left side. And then we're going to put on our normal grid, and they should just automatically snap on. Here, the modern harpin dresser. We will not have an island after a little bit of judgment. I don't think we have enough room for it. So what we're going to do for this one, we're going to make this first one a hurricane gray, and then for the third one, we're going to make it a cloudy gray, just one above it. So there we go, just like that. And now for a little bit of lighting, we're going to add one little lamp right here. So let's add this modern harpin floor lamp. In color, we're going to make this a linen. So now we're just going to add a normal TV. We're just going to add the first TV that pops up. We put that right there. And now in this corner, we're going to add a modern corner shelf. Kind of position it like that. And then we're going to fit a couple little decorations on this shelf. It doesn't really matter what we put on here as long as it fits. Okay, this is kind of how I decorated it to be. It doesn't have to be exactly this, but if you do want to try and replicate this, you can. And over here, we're actually going to add the dining room table. So we go to tables, and we're going to the search bar and type in dining, spell that well. And then we're going to click this one right here, the primal dining table. And we rotate it to where it kind of just fits in like that. Going to make this a linen. But now we go into chairs, and then we grab the transitional dining chair. It should just snap on. You don't actually need to have a grid on. It should just snap on like that. And now we can actually put some stuff on the dining room table. Doesn't really matter what we put in. We can just put like a napkin holder on the other side. I think that I would call it a day with that. And we're going to add a transitional dresser right on this wall right here. And we should be able to decorate this. Well, first, grab your small grid and let's push it as close to the wall as we can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as close as the wall as we can. We're actually, over this right here, we're going to add a little large circular light. We kind of just make it kind of the same colors as this one. We have it, it's already linen for us, and we kind of just make it a little bit of a white. And we have these strings kind of be a black. Oh, first, we actually have to color this top one too. So go ahead and make that a hurricane gray. Change it to this regular wooden type. And change that for both roofs, and you should kind of get this. So for this wall, all I really added was just a couple paintings. You can also, this is completely optional, but you could add some storage right here Doesn't really matter. Now let's actually decorate this kitchen a bit more. I kind of put it off for a second there. And we're gonna try to stick to a theme. We're gonna try to stick to this anything that has the light in it. In the name has LITE, like this kitchen light and this kettle light. I do want to add a carpet right here, so move your sofa out of the way, and then we put this outlined carpet will probably be good. Put it right under here. It's okay if it sticks out the wall a little bit though. We can't really fix how that looks. All we're gonna do is just make this a cool gray, and we're gonna move on with that. So now let's decorate this foyer a bit more. On this, I always add a pen of cups on pretty much everything. Now let's actually use the ordinary plain book, kind of just to decorate it. And I will decorate this really quick, and you can, of course, this is completely optional. For everything I do in decorating is completely optional. You can do it anything differently yourself. All right, so this is kind of what I got for going on like this, and I did not change this collision off at all, even though how tempting it was for me. Anyways, let's add I forgot to add the wall trims right here. What are you doing, Scorpio? Anyways, we can add this light in this corner, just kind of fill up the space right here. And it gives off a little bit more light. So let's add a little hook rack right here. We're gonna add the attitude hook rack right here. And then we can actually look at I'm pretty sure you can add a coat. It should already lock on for us. That is amazing. So let's make this a different color of colors. Make this like dark stone gray, maybe this material. We'll go ahead and just go like that. That looks like something my mom would wear. So now for right here, we're going to add the exact same doors we have right here, but just the single form door, which should be the arch panel front door. So now for the bed, we're just gonna add a modern double bed. This should be the cheapest double bed that there is, besides the other one, which I don't want to add. We're gonna make this maybe a flint color. So we're gonna add a traditional bookshelf right here. If you also do not want to add this, you can add it make a TV stand right here would look pretty good. Add the same primal end table that we had over there. We're gonna add it like this. I'm gonna copy the same colors. That linen, and I think what we might do is add a fan. Pretty much every color in this house is linen, so I would recommend that if you are not following this exactly. So that's pretty much all I would really decorate for the bedroom. So now for the bathroom is very, very simple. All we just do, we went to plumbing, we add this corner shower right here. Yep, this one looks pretty good. Now on this side, we are going to add a toilet. I think the porcelain toilet doesn't look bad. And we gotta look up paper. We're gonna add a motivational quote on this wall right here. And then now we're going to add a sink right here. This would be kind of hard to fit in here, but we might just use this modern sink, would look pretty good. And then we won't add a very nice lighting right here. I think we might just add one head lighting, maybe like this. That's super bright. And now time for the tour. We don't have too much going on the outside. If you would like to add more gardening, you should. But there aren't that many windows either. But, you know, I think it works, at least for me. But anyways, going inside, we have some shelving that hit you right in the face. Over here, this is kind of where I think you would put all your stuff. Family. I did change all of the photos to be kind of modern. So anyways, for this kitchen, you could add or change this kitchen however you would like. But I think this looks pretty good, at least for my standards. Very tiny living room. I did try my best, but they're pretty close to the TV. You probably will hurt your eyes. But anyways, for the dining room table, not too much going on. I don't know why you would have this many guests, but really works. Anyways, going on to the bedroom, we have this huge bed that takes up a lot of the room. Some stands right here. Probably you put all your clothing in there. Some more shelving. And then going on into the bathroom, this is kind of what we got going on here. Little sink and a mirror, all of that, and then no selfies in the bathroom. I really like that. And that is it for the entire house. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you please would like and subscribe, it would mean so much to me, and I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.